Specifically in Massachusetts. I moved here a couple of years ago, and I'm getting more involved now. I used to be the CEO for Veterans in Politics and have a wide reach across the country. And I will make sure that if elected delegate, I will make sure that Massachusetts choice for president extends beyond the borders of Massachusetts. Thank you.
Justice Deval Patrick, Senate Majority Leader Dick Durbin, President Hillary Clinton. All these words should strike fear into all of us. This is why my vote at this convention will be dictated by who can stop us from this frightening future, and why, should Donald Trump not reach a majority on the first ballot, he will receive no future votes from me. Like many of you, I'm from the grassroots of the party. Like you, I've been in the trenches, working for candidates like Scott Brown, Charlie Baker, Gabriel Gomez, and Republicans up and down the ballot throughout the state. After receiving my bachelor's degree at Holy Cross, and then received my graduate degree at Scotland's University of Edinburgh, I moved to Arlington, Massachusetts, where I became chairman of the Arlington Republican Town Committee, where I more than doubled the active committee and attracted more and more young people to the party. I ran as a candidate for the Arlington School Committee in 2011, the first Republican townwide candidate for a decade, and despite being half the age of my opponents, I came within 5% of victory. I am not a member of the political establishment. But that is why, in good conscience, I cannot lead a party I have been in since a member of 9, the party of Lincoln and Reagan, over the cliff, with a candidate with a highly questionable record that caters to our basest instincts and has no chance of winning in November against Hillary Clinton. Think of that. Hillary Clinton. This shouldn't be a contest. But with Donald Trump as our nominee, right now we're looking at a Clinton landslide. Even worse, it appears a Donald Trump nomination will damage our party down the ticket to almost definitely losing us the Senate and damaging our majority in the House. So instead of a Supreme Court justice like Justice Scalia, or even a Justice Garland, imagine a scenario where a Justice Deval Patrick is our best option. This is why in the second ballot, I will be voting for the governor of Ohio, John Kasich, the only candidate who can and does beat Hillary Clinton by a wide margin. James Dolan, or James Dolan. James Dolan.
Hi, my name is Tom Sullivan. I'm from Roslindale, former chairman of the Ward 18 Republican Committee. I have been committed to John Kasich since last March, over a year ago, when I visited my nephew in Ohio, and I've had a Kasich sticker on the car since then, which kind of calls my wife, but that's her problem. I have an invitation to come and stay with my nephew in Ohio, so I would not be taking on an extraordinary expense if I were to be elected by you folks as the one of the Kasich delegates to the convention. I guess I've been a spear carrier for a good number of years now in the Republican Party. I have my convention tie going back to Worcester, and was gifted with a beautiful elephant tie. Other than to say that I would be committed to John Kasich for as many ballots as it takes to nominate him in Cleveland, I can't think of another reason to ask for your vote other than there are 2 Kasich delegates that are allotted to our district. I'd appreciate your vote for one of those slots. Thank you very much. Great, thanks. Tom Sullivan.
Hi, my name is Patrick Wetherill. I live with my wife Kim in Boston, and I work for a tech startup called Lose It. It's a weight loss app. You may have heard of it, or one of our competitors, MyFitnessPal, basically calorie tracking for weight loss. So I work there in Boston, but before that I worked in DC worked on President Bush's effort to reform Social Security, starting out as a White House intern in the National Economic Council, and then for the grassroots effort. So it's been a while since I've been in politics, but very glad to get back in a little bit. This election's been really crazy, and when I look at what's happened, starting out, I'm going to be fully honest, I'm a John Kasich supporter. I went into it as a John Kasich supporter, voted for him in Massachusetts. I think he's a great candidate, great guy. But I know he's probably not going to get the nomination. And when I look at where we can go as a party, the most important thing is going to be party unity. This primary and this process has the ability to really tear the party apart. And I know there's been a lot of talk of, well, we're going to have a broker convention, and we're going to get someone in there who doesn't have the most votes. And I just think that would be so harmful to the party. So if I was elected as a delegate, certainly pledged to Kasich on the first vote. I like him, but I really don't see a path forward other than Donald Trump as the candidate. I support him now because I think a few reasons. One is just disenfranchising Republican voters would do long-term damage to the party. Second, I really feel strongly that at his core, he shares a lot of the same principles and values we do. Lower taxes, strong national defense. And he also has the ability to rise to the occasion. People say he doesn't, he can't beat Hillary. These are the same people who said he couldn't win in the primary, and look where he is now. He has the ability to really, outperform and rise to the occasion. Why you should vote for me? I'm a Kasich supporter who's become a Trump supporter. And my goal would be party unity, reaching out to other delegates, and really rallying behind this candidate. My name is Patrick Wetherill. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Taylor. Thank you all for coming. This is very important for everybody. Thank you, no matter who you're voting for. This is very, very important. So my fellow Massachusetts Republicans, I come before you today as a lifelong Republican to ask for your vote. This election cycle is perhaps the most important that we've faced since 1864. We stand at a crossroads. We as a country will we go back, return to the policies and principles that made this country great, or will we continue down a dark path down towards socialism? We need to make sure that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders wanted for all our citizens will still be there for our own children. And I know how important this is from personal experience. When I was a younger man, I was working as a waiter and a bartender. And I worked hard, I learned the business, and in 3 years, I owned that company. That's what America can do. That's what America should be. I remember when Barack Obama was reelected 4 years ago. I knew we were in deep trouble, so I got involved. First, I joined my local city committee in Chelsea. I ran for city council and state representative, and last year, I became a member of the Republican State Committee. I am committed to the principles of liberty and small government, and I have worked hard alongside many people in this room to rebuild our party. So I ask for your vote. Send me to Cleveland so I can keep fighting for our conservative principles and the integrity of the process in Cleveland. Thank you.
Hi, my name is James Davidson, and I, like many of you, am not here today because this is my definition of fun on a Saturday morning. Although it has been a pleasure meeting everybody today and learning what specific issues bring them here, regardless of which campaign they represent. I am here today because we, as a people, in this caucus, face one of the biggest decisions of our lives. We face the decision of what we want America and the American dream to mean for our children. For the first time in my life, more Americans than not believe that their children will be worse off than they were. Now, this isn't the result of some obscure poll or National Enquirer survey, but the result of we the people getting burnt time and time again by politicians who keep our votes but never keep their word. If we want true change, we must do it at the grassroots level. We must elect a leader who will do what they say they will do. I am here today to reignite the promise of America and bring us back towards being that shining city upon a hill. And in order to do that, I need your support, not just today, but every day, and we will fight to restore the American dream for our children. So please, caucus for me today, James Davidson, and my fellow compatriots, Todd Taylor and Tom Leonard, on the next ballot. Thank you.
Hello, my name is John McKenna. I'm 23 years old, and I'm here to ask for your vote to be delegate to the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. Thinking about this election, I am reminded of a quote from Thomas Paine from his pamphlet, The Crisis. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of every man and woman. Now, I'm a Republican from Massachusetts. There are no sunshine soldiers in our state. It's been 60 years of rain and clouds and gloom. And when I saw this primary process play out, I saw a party that became divided and scarred, almost beyond recognition. We're here almost at the end of the process, and we still might not know who our candidate will be at the end. Meanwhile, on the other side, they have two candidates, a communist and a criminal. And all the while, we've had a president who destroyed the healthcare industry with Obamacare, has weakened our position in the world. And to make matters worse, and this is a big issue for me as a millennial, his net neutrality bill with the Federal Communications Commission has compromised internet freedom for all time. Think about what that means. This means that in the future of the internet could be in the hands of Beijing and Moscow, who could control who gets domain rights, compromising freedom of speech not only in America, but worldwide. I'm here today to say that it's time we come together. It's time that we unite behind one candidate in the end. Now, I will vote for John Kasich in the first ballot out of the respect of the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts who did cast their votes, and the respect of the people in this congressional district. But assuming that Kasich does not get the first ballot, we must consider who will lead us in November. Otherwise, we could be dealt with a communist or a criminal as our president, and I can't stand that. I'm John McKenna, and I ask for your support.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Connolly. I am an attorney in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I will not and have not stopped fighting for the values that we all share. Limited, effective government, job growth, and a strict defense of our constitutional principles. I have worked at all levels of our government trying to elect more Republicans and people who share these values, from the smallest state rep race to the state senate to Governor Baker and Governor Romney. And I will continue to do that as a delegate to the convention. In a personal sense, I'm an attorney, and one of the things that I am most proud of is my work on behalf of veterans. And I'll tell you, the things we do for our veterans are terrible. I have represented multiple veterans now who have been injured in their service for our country. And what happens after they come back is beyond what you would believe. People fight for years to get the benefits they deserve. And I've had two cases, most recently, that have taken over a decade just so that people can get the benefits that they deserve. I want to go to the convention. I want to continue to fight for our values and our support of our veterans. And as a delegate, I will support John Kasich. I am a Kasich supporter. But I go to the convention with the two guiding principles that I think all delegates should have. One, who shares our values, and two, who is most likely to win in November and who has our best chance. I believe that is John Kasich. Thank you. Matt Connolly, by the way. Thank you.
Morning, my name is Peter Steinberg. I'm a urologist at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, and I voted for John Kasich in the primary, and I will probably vote for John Kasich after the first round of balloting if it goes beyond that, and that's all I've got. Peter Steinberg.
Good morning. My name, almost tripped there. Good morning. Everybody looks a little tired here. Wake up, come on. This is so exciting to me. I have been in politics for 5 months. 5 months, that's it, 5 months. And I hope you're not writing somebody else's name before you saw me. So don't write anybody's name in. So, Diana Ploss, I grew up in Mission Hill, that's part of Roxbury. Some point, I ended up on the other side of the river, Cambridge, okay? So that's where I landed. And I saw a lot of the things that were happening to the country, and I said, you know what? I gotta throw my hat in the ring and I have to start backing somebody who believes in America. That's the person I want to back, somebody who believes in America, all of us, everybody who's an American. So, I'm a volunteer for the Donald Trump campaign. I want to let you know that. I voted for Donald Trump in the primary. I'm a delegate for Kasich. I have high integrity. When I go to the convention, when you nominate me, all of you, I want you to nominate me to go to the convention, and I will vote for Mr. Kasich on the first ballot. After the first ballot, if it goes to that, I will vote for the person who is going to best serve America. And you all should be thinking about that. You should be voting for the person who is going to help our country, all of us. So thank you for your time. Thank you for participating in this wonderfully historic event. God bless you. Diana Ploss, 2 N's in Diana.
Okay, now we have heard from all the nominees, and, oh, you didn't come up, okay.
Good morning. My name is Richard Bien. I'm currently an elected representative in Boston Ward 5, and I'm asking for your vote to be Donald Trump's delegate to the 2016 Cleveland National Convention. I represented U.S. Treasury during the Reagan administration and subsequently served in a number of membership capacities for Bush for president, father and son, welled Romney Baker for governor, and now I'm doing my best to make good of the private beginnings that Donald Trump's organization gave to me after I graduated from Harvard and interviewed in New York to look at his new property on Fifth Avenue. Subsequently, I received an invitation to greet him at the John Hancock Conference Room, which was designed by my relative, and then subsequently at the Prudential Sheridan Center, and then subsequently to greet himself in South Boston. Then he threw his hat into the ring for presidential candidate. I've been a charter member since that time. So that would be the vote that I cast on his behalf. Once again, my name is Richard Bien. I'm looking forward to representing your interests at the National Convention, and ask for your vote.
Now, this time, you can write your ballots up here at the table. The 2 tables here have a list of these nominees in alphabetical order. And if you need a reminder to the name, you can come up here and choose the name. Now, first of all, we're going to, we have the volunteers up here who can vote first. And then we'll also call anybody who has difficulties getting around, mobility issues, or senior citizen to come up here and vote afterwards. And then a volunteer will guide you by row so that we'll go through this smoothly. Thank you. ballot, excuse me,